How good is Maxie and Groudon actually? How's it going, guys? We finally have a new ground type striker. However, is he as good as Cynthia? I have video timestamps in the description, so feel free to skip ahead if you find a specific part of the video boring. Make sure to subscribe because I'll be making a similar video about Archie and Kyogre. So Maxie and Groudon is a physical striker, ground type, and it's weak to ice. So for its stats, it actually has a very high HP, 673, high attack, pretty high special attack, but very bad defense and special defense. The speed is not bad, so you definitely need to bring some physical and special defense support, because the defense and special defense is quite low actually for a striker. So there is a chance that he might get 1-hit KO by sync move, so make sure to keep that in mind. And for team skill, he has Ground Strike, Hoenn Strike, Villain Strike, Glasses Strike, and Researcher Strike. Maxie and Groudon is a Master Fairy, which means he has a Master Passive. So the first passive, which is his Master Passive, is Hoenn Pride. So basically, there's a lot of words, but I'm gonna summarize it. Basically, you deal 20% more physical damage and take 25% less physical damage. But for every one extra Hoenn Sync pair on your team, you get 15% more physical damage to a max of 50%, and 3% less physical damage taken to a max of 31%. So let me give an example. You have a team full of Hoenn Sync pairs, including Maxie and Groudon. Your entire team will do 50% more physical damage and take 31% less physical damage. So definitely recommended to bring some Hoenn pairs and pair up with him, right? Maybe Flannery, right? Flannery will be a pretty good option, right? Because Flannery is also fire type, so she can definitely make use of that Sun. Passive 2, it's Sunburst. Summon Sun when the Pokemon enters the battle. Very self-explanatory, very simple. Passive 3 is Solar Surge 3. It quickly charges the move gauge and deals 30% more damage when Sun is active. So it's definitely good, right? Faster move gauge. I mean, Groudon is already has a pretty good speed stat, but then he also has 4 gauge move, which is very costly. So it's definitely good to have a faster move gauge, and then it also deals 30% more damage, which is really great as well. This passive is interesting though, because like this one passive provides like 2 advantages, which is really nice. So passive 4 is Drought Alert 5. It extends the duration of sun while the user is on the field. So yeah, the 5, I would assume the 5 behind Drought Alert would be 50% longer, but like a regular sun I believe takes like 12 turns, right? Which is an entire 50%, then it becomes like 18 turns, right? So that's pretty good, definitely. Then you can probably pair him up with Ho-Oh, right? Because Ho-Oh can... Ho-Oh has Solar Flare 5 in his Sync Grid, right? It powers up Sync moves by 50% when the weather is sunny. But the thing that sucks about this is that every time Ho-Oh summons the sun, right, because he has Solarize passive, it wears off before his next Sync move, because the weather always fades out right before the next Sync move, which is kind of sad because he cannot utilize this passive. So you have to bring another Sun Scepter like Blaine and Rapidash, right? But with Groudon, there's the passive number 4, right? Drought Alert 5, which means the sun will be extended, which means he can finally utilize Solar Flare 5, which is really good. Definitely really good. Because like I said, it will not wear out before the next sync, right? So he can definitely do more damage. Really nice. I would assume this passive applies to like any other sun setter other than Maxie, right? Because it says when the weather turns sunny while the user is on the field. That wording is kind of specific, so I would assume that as long as Maxie and Groudon is alive, if there's any other sun setter setting up sun, then this passive will apply and increase the duration. So yeah, very good passive actually. Definitely fitting for Ho-Oh. So we can probably run like Torkoal, Ho-Oh, and Groudon. Though it's not like super recommended though, because like Ho-Oh cannot buff his own special attack. So keep that in mind. So let's move on to his moves. So the first one is Precipice Blades, 4 gauge physical ground type move. At max level it's 226 power and it's an AoE. Next up is Dire Hit Plus, you know what's that, right? Solar Beam, a 2 gauge special grass type move, base power of 150 at max level. Solar Beam is a 2-turn move, right? But it's really high damaging move as well. 150 power is really high for a 2 gauge move. You're gonna have like sun anyway, so you're gonna skip the turn, right? So you're gonna just use Solar Beam immediately. So definitely a really good move, right, for Maxie. And then next up is his trainer move, Expand the Land. Basically what it does is it plus 2 attack and special attack, but minus 1 defense and special defense. If it's sunny, it will plus 1 extra attack and plus 1 accuracy. You would typically use this like the first 2 turns of battle, right? Because there's sun. If there's sun, you will plus 3 attack instead of plus 2 attack. So you can pretty much max out his attack in 2 turns, right? And then the accuracy will become plus 2, which is really crucial, right? Because Precipice Blades is only 85 accuracy. So if you plus 2 accuracy, it's gonna become a 100% accurate move. So it's very crucial that you use 2 times. If you only have plus 1 accuracy, Precipice Blade will become 99%. Which is still high, but there's still a 1% chance to miss. The rule of Pokemon is that if the move is not 100%, then it's a 50% move. So yeah, that's how most of us look at it. So Maxie is definitely a pretty good striker, right? You can max out his crit and attack, and then have 100% accuracy for Precipice Blades in 4 turns, right? So you expand the land twice and Dire Hit Plus twice. So basically you don't have to bring any special attack or crit buffer, right? So you can pretty much run him with just defensive supports, potions, and stuff like that, right? So definitely a self-sufficient striker. So let's move on to his Sync Grid. 1 out of 5, it's pretty bad, honestly. You have Precipice Blades accuracy plus 10, but like I said before, you can max out his accuracy using his trainer move twice, so there's really no reason to pick up accuracy. It's just a waste of energy, right? 5 energy. And then there's Dire Hit plus NPR. It's why would you need this though? You can already max out your crit. I guess you can use it in Battle Villa, but Battle Villa is getting pretty easy nowadays. So yeah, that's pretty bad actually. 1 out of 5, really bad. 2 out of 5, it's not bad. You start getting MGR, right? Precipice Blades MGR. You get Expanded MPR 2, which you don't need actually, unless you really want to max out a special attack, because you only get plus 4 special attack if you use the trainer move twice. So maybe you want to consider that, but it's only 2, so it's only a 30% chance. So if you use it twice, the chance of you getting at least 1 NPR back is 51%. And then we also get Solar Beam Crit Strike 1, definitely not bad. A 10% extra for Solar Beam, and then Solar Beam MGR as well. You can definitely use Groudon as a grass type striker. And then we have Dire Hit plus Critical Eye. For this one, it's 8 energy. It's pretty expensive, but like raises the user's critical hit rate. Basically, you can max out Maxie's crit using 1 Dire Hit Plus, because if you have this, the Dire Hit Plus will become plus 3 crit. So you will max it out, but is it worth 8 energy though? No, I don't think so. So the next one is 1 with the Sun. This one, it's This one depends, really depends on the stage, right? If the stage, your opponent uses a lot of status stuff like flinch, confusion, trap, then yeah, this passive can be pretty good. But if not, you'll want to stay out of this. Healing Stun 1, definitely useful. I would recommend this. For 3 out of 5, you get access to pretty good stuff actually. You get super effective 1. It's 10 energy though, which is quite costly, but increases your damage by 10%. Maybe you want to pick this up if the stage is weak to ground or grass, but it's 10 energy though, it's very expensive. And then there's Endurance. Endurance, not bad, but probably not, because like I said previously in the video, there's a chance that you might get a OHKO by the sink, the opponent's sink. So yeah, it actually depends though. 10 energy, maybe you want it, maybe not, but probably not. You want to focus more on damage, right? Next up here we have Solar Beam, Mind Games 9. This can be pretty useful, right? Lowers the target's special defense when an attack move is successful. Might be useful. You can definitely do more damage with Solar Beam if you have this, or maybe you have, if you're running a dual striker, right? Maybe you run like another grass special, maybe like Brandon, right? Brandon I believe has Charging Sun 5 or something. Yeah, Brandon has Charging Sun 5 and Speeding Sun 3. So you might want to run it with Brandon, right? And then you run another support, physical or defense support. So next up we have Solar Beam, Charging Sun 5. 50% extra damage on Solar Beam if the weather is sunny. Definitely take this. Definitely take this. It's really good. 50% extra damage on Solar Beam is a lot. Next up we have Super Sun 4. This one can be useful as well. I would definitely prefer this than Super Effective 1, because Super Effective up next effect is actually a 50% increase to your next Super Effective move. So I mean not next Super Effective move, but like the move you are about to use next. So yeah, 50% extra, really good, and there's a 50% chance to trigger this. Definitely better than Super Effective 1 in my honest opinion. So yeah, I would prefer this. And then Solar Propulsion 1, it's bad, only 20% chance, just don't take that. And then we have Solar Sync, who makes the weather sunny when the user's sync move is used for the first time. This one, it's honestly, it's not that great. It's 15 energy. It's very expensive. I would not recommend this, not at all. It's better to take like Blaine or Ho-Oh. Solar Flare 5, 50% sync move damage, not bad. If you are planning to run like a sync nuke, the problem with this sync grid is that if you want to access anything below here, like let's say you want to take Solar Flare 5, you will need to take Critical Eye 1, which is 8 energy, which sucks because it's useless. You can max out your crit anyways, why would you run this? Like you can save 1 turn, but it's slightly a hassle to have it to max out crit 2 turns instead of 1, but it's really not recommended. And then yeah, it's bad, man. The puffing is bad. Maybe you don't want to run a sync nuker. Maybe you want another, maybe you, like I said, maybe you run Brandon, right? Brandon can do some decent damage with sync nuke. He has inertia, right? Definitely really nice. So yeah, this one last thing, this one, I want to point out that plus 10 attack is only 2 energy, which is very cheap. Like plus 10 HP is only 2. Like look at this, plus 5 and plus 5 speed is 2, plus 10 HP is 2. When you compare it to other grids, right? Look at Brandon, plus 10 attack is 4 energy. Plus 20 special attack is 8 energy. So it's actually quite expensive. You might want to take this up if you have extra energy, right? Because you will most likely use Precipice Blades anyways for ground move, right? So definitely pick this up. It's only 2 energy, right? It's very cheap. Recommend it. So the next thing we're gonna do is compare Maxie and Groudon and Cynthia and Mega Garchomp. So I have some damage calculations already, but to quickly summarize everything, Maxie does slightly more damage with Precipice Blades than Earthquake, like in terms of damage per move gauge, right? Because Earthquake is 3 gauge, Precipice Blades is 4 gauge, right? So yeah, so like I said, damage per move gauge, Groudon does slightly more damage. It's only slightly, not much actually. So if you already have Cynthia, then you might not want to summon Groudon, honestly. Because like I said before, 1 out of 5 Groudon is really bad. He literally gets nothing. Except for Direct Hit Plus and PR, which is not that great. You don't need it. And then another thing I want to point out is that Cynthia takes longer to set up because you need to Mega first of all. And then you also need like 5 entire turns to set up, like including X special attack, right? If you don't plan to bring any attack support, attack buffer, then you will need to take X and PR. So you need to pray to the RNG god to get NPR on X attack, then you can use it 3 times to max your attack, and then you set up Sand, and then you can max out your crit. And yeah, it's gonna take a while to set up Cynthia. But for Maxie, you can set up in 4 turns, right? Like I said, 2 Direct Hit Plus and then 2 Trainer Move. That's it. And then you get 100% accuracy Precipice Blades. Also, another thing is that for Cynthia, you need to bring a Sunsetter. And not Sunsetter, Sandstorm Setter like Acerola, right? Sandstorm. For Maxie, it depends. If the battle is gonna end really quick, you don't really need to bring any Sun support, right? You can just use the second passive, the Sunburst passive, really quickly. Just enter battle, summon Sun, and then you just max out everything, and then you just deal crazy damage. Now let's look at damage calculations. So damage calculations for Cynthia has Surging Sand 5, Surging Sand 3. Surging Sand 5 is from her passive. Surging Sand 3 is from her Syncgrid, and then Ramming Speed from a Syncgrid. So total damage it's 8,218. And also keep in mind this stat, everything is level 130 and it's 5 out of 5. So keep that in mind. And then every single move is super effective and does crit damage. Keep that in mind as well. So Maxie and Groudon has Hoenn Pride, which is his master passive. It's I put 50% assuming you run all Hoenns in pair in the same team. If it's only Maxie, then it becomes 0.3 multiplier because 30%, right? Solar Surge 3 from his passive as well, and then super effective 1. Or maybe you want to take the super effective up, right? Super effective up, maybe that is better actually. Let me change that, 50%. So that is good, right? 50% up, and then we switch to Syncgrid though. Then you will have to sacrifice this, take this, take this. Oh, you might have to sacrifice this as well. Let me quickly change the damage calculations. Okay, I already switch it, change it. Okay, so Cynthia has higher attack than Maxie, but overall damage it's actually about twice, right? The last column is the damage per move gauge. So let's assume you only have Maxie 0.3, so it becomes 3,500, which is about 25% more. Let me calculate that, which is about 30% more damage if there's no Hoenn. If there's Hoenn, it's gonna be quite a lot, almost 50%, right? So it's okay, right? It's definitely more. I'm not denying that it's definitely more, mainly because super effective up, right? If you pick this up, it's 10 energy. It depends on you as well. So the next comparison is Ho-Oh and Groudon in terms of solar beam damage. So the thing I want to say is Groudon definitely do more damage, right? A lot, actually quite a lot more. Maxie does a lot more, like 40 plus % more damage than Ho-Oh. But keep in mind that Ho-Oh is a free-to-play unit and he can do good damage as well. But for Ho-Oh, you definitely need more time to set up because he cannot buff his own special attack. He can't even max out his own crit unless it's Sunny. So if you're running solo Ho-Oh, then you will need to bring a Sunsetter to max out crit before sync, or else you have to max out your crit after the sync. So yeah, and then you also need to bring a special attack buffer. For Groudon, he's a self-sufficient striker. He can max out his own special attack and crit. So that is definitely a positive, right, for Groudon. So in terms of Sting Grid damage, Maxie does about 40 something percent more damage. Oh, actually it's only 30%. It's not that big of a difference actually. It's only 30%. Not that much. But still, more damage, right? So the comparison is similar to Maxie and Cynthia. Ho-Oh definitely do less damage. And he has Charging Sun 6 in his passive. Power Reserve 4. That is if he's low HP, right? You get 40% more damage. Charging Sun 3 from Grid. Ramming Speed from Grid. And then Maxie, similar thing. There's Solar Surge 3 from passive. Crit Strike 1 from Sync Grid, and then Charging Sun 5 super effective up is from Sync Grid. Actually, even without his super effective up, Ho-Oh still does less damage than Groudon, which is kinda interesting. Though one of the reasons is because Ho-Oh has pretty low special attack, only 227. It's actually Groudon definitely do more damage than Silver, and it takes lesser time to set up. He can max out his own crit and special attack. Actually no, not special attack. He cannot max out his own special attack. Only up to +4. So for Groudon, you also need to bring a special attack support. So yeah, though you can pick up NPR on his grid, but it's not really recommended. Just bring like any support, special attack support. The next thing I want to talk about is should you summon Maxie and Groudon? Honestly, he is a good sync pair, a really good one. Deals a lot of damage, but has low defense and special defense. Decent speed. Overall, if you have Cynthia, you don't really need him, honestly. Like, the damage calculation proves that Cynthia deals 30% less damage than Groudon, but it's not really recommended to just pull for it. And it's a master fair, right? It's only 1% chance, so it's better off just to save your gems for the second year anniversary or some new sync pair or something. But if you really like Groudon and Maxie, then go for it. No one's stopping you. But it's just my recommendation that just save your gems. So yeah, this is it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.